opportunity for Milne. He does that familiar sidestep. Got around Hunt, took a bounce, kick around the corner, along the ground. Milne's got it.
Milne, Goddard knocks to the front of the pack. That's wonderful play. Milne salutes for a goal.
Gilbert goes forward. Milne, Tony Shaw called it. Kick around the corner, goal.
Unbelievable.
Milne's kicked 4.
So Stephen Milne marks inside 50, runs to 40, has a bounce, runs to 20, goes back and drills a goal.
Pretty ordinary kick in the end. Milne made it look better than it was. Grabbed the ball, turned his man inside out, and Joseph from 52 metres out needs a good bounce, got it. Brilliant individual effort from Stephen Milne.
He's the player opposition fans love to hate, but Saints fans love him, and he plays his 250th game this weekend, and he joins us on the line right now. Stephen Milne, welcome to the program. Great to have you, Milne.
Thanks, Dwayne. How are you, mate?
I'm pretty good. Congratulations, 250. It's a fair milestone. You're up there in some good company. 250 games, 517 goals.
Yeah, thanks. It's come on, I suppose time flies when you're having fun, and it's come around pretty quick, but to be up there with all them names, yeah, I feel pretty proud.
Take us back to the days where, for memory, you got the flick from Essendon, so they got you wrong, Milne, but did you get the bullet, or did you just get eased out?
No, I kind of got eased out. That was when they had guns like Gabe Moorcroft, Mark McCurry, all them kind of small forwards that were, in front of me, and I was only a skinny little pimply-faced guy from Hampton Park trying to get a game, but did okay in the twos that year, and lucky enough that Johnny Beveridge, picked me up and went to the Saints the following year, so I've been pretty lucky.
Did you play a game for them in London or somewhere, was it?
Yeah, lucky enough to play in the 99 flag under Terry Danaher against St Kilda, and then won in their end-of-season trip, and was lucky enough to play in London and against the Hawks, and got a couple that day, so, but just, a bit disappointed didn't get picked up by Essendon, but St Kilda swooped and kind of haven't looked back.
So they have a count, Gerald, those end-of-season trip games as official games. He's played one game for Essendon.
Well, you may be on their new heritage jumper, Milne. I'm not sure if your name got on that heritage jumper.
I think I played more games in those than I did in normal games, so hopefully they do start counting them. Milne, it has been a long road, but it's been tough at times, and right now it's arguably as tough as it's been for a while.
Yeah, it has. There's been some ups and downs, and probably this year is kind of been pretty tough. We're in a unique situation, as we mentioned at the press conference on Monday. So, we've got one of the biggest challenges in footy this week, and especially with 2 injuries on the weekend, and Brendan getting reported, it's going to be no bigger challenge than facing the Bombers who are flying at the moment. So, really looking forward to it.
Did Brendan face the leadership group about his indiscretion? In some ways I've got some sympathy for him, because I don't think he meant to whack him in the Adam's apple. It meant to be a bit of a sling, if you like, but he has paid a fairly serious price for his lack of discipline. Yeah,
he has. We had our review today, and that got brought up, and he didn't face the leadership group, but something Brendan's been working on, and it didn't look that bad in the vision, but he did end up getting in the Adam's apple. So Brendan will learn from his mistake. He's a quality player, and a champion of our footy club. So he'll bounce back and learn from his lesson.
Well, he's got some work to do to, I guess, impress the coach. This is what the coach said about Brendan Goddard last night in the couch.
Rate him out of 10.
Look, he's been knocked over a couple of times by some taggers. Good players need to cope with that, and how you respond to a tagger's tactics, you've got to be composed about the way
you wouldn't have been happy with him yesterday. Whacking a bloke in full public gaze.
I don't want any of my players to have their buttons pressed. You've got to control your reactions, and you've got to dictate the way you want to play. I think he's played some really selfless roles, Mike, this year. That probably, you're looking for the highs of very big games, but a lot of times his work inside a stoppage releases a lot of other players. So he's been more selfless. I think he's a 6 or 7.
He was one of the stars of the competition 2 years ago when you had those back-to-back grand finals, and yet he's probably just trailed back a little bit. You need Brendan Goddard and a couple of other players to really get back to their best form if you're going to reignite your season and get back in contention for finals.
Yeah, we surely do, and Brendan knows that, and so do the rest of the players. So it's not just Brendan's fault. Everyone gets tagged, most weeks, and you know, you've got to learn to deal with that, but the other players have got to, you know, stand up and help as well. So you've got to fight the fight, and, you know, everyone deals with it differently, but, you know, it probably didn't look that bad, you know, as what everyone's making it out to be. You know, kind of got him on the forearm and, you know, ended up, you know, getting a couple of weeks, but it didn't look, you know, as bad as it was. But, you know, I feel a bit sorry for Brendan, but we've got to, you know, butter up, and, you know, he's got to learn from his mistakes and come out and have, you know, a good 7 or 8 games, and hopefully leading into the finals for the St Kilda Footy Club.
How many times have you watched back that bouncing grand final ball? Have you slow-moed it?
I haven't slow-moed it myself, and, you know, can't watch that granny, but you do see it pop on the telly every now and then, and, you know, I do get asked a fair bit how far it was from me, but, you know, who knows what would happen if that ball did bounce, you know, in my hands. But, you know, that's long gone, and, you know, we're just concentrating on this weekend.
Yeah, well, obviously you have to concentrate on this weekend because it is heartbreak. So you haven't really gone back and slow-mo. I can't believe you haven't gone back and looked at it. Seen if you could do something different.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Oh, well, I'm just asking.
I lose a lot of sleep over it, so, no, it's just one of them things, and, if I could have dived in it, I would have, and, you know, kicked it as far as I could over the Collingwood cheer squad, and, you know, all would have been happy, but, you know, not to be, and hopefully we can, you know, pull our finger out and, you know, play a lot better than we did last week this weekend.
It'd be a different world if that did bounce to you. Stephen, do you get upset? Do you think it's damaging to your brand when you hear commentators call you the tip rat?
Yeah, not that I don't like it, but they've got their job and I've got mine, so I know it's a bit of fun, but I suppose for guys that are, you know, saying it that, you know, don't really know me as a person and stuff like that, you know, it's a little bit different, but I suppose everyone's different. It's a bit of fun, but I'm not too sure that mum's happy about it, but that's just the way it is, and, you know, I don't lose any sleep over that. So.
Can I ask you about the best goal you've ever kicked? Because you've kicked 517. Does any one particular one stand out, Milne?
How long have we got?
Well,
yes. Only joking. No, probably, I got asked this a couple of weeks ago. I'm probably the one against Collingwood in the grand final to put us a couple of points down. You know, it was a normal set shot, but, you know...
So much riding on it.
Yeah, the time of the game, and, you know, 5 goals down at half-time, and, you know, to get us that close, and, you know, to put it through and put us, you know, within a kick of the, you know, a grand final win, that's probably one that'll stick in my mind for a long time, just to how close we did get, close up to kick that goal. So, but yeah, who would have known if the other ball bounced the other way?
How many guys are actually practicing the around the corner shot at goal?
Probably not as many as 5 or 6 years ago. You still try and get your 50 to 60, you know, shots in a week these days. With the, you know, no excuse these days. With the sports science, you're only allowed on the track for an hour, 2 hours.
But I'm talking about the Steve Johnson goal. I see guys try it when it's actually physically impossible from a physics perspective that the way they are holding the ball is going to give them any chance whatsoever of kicking the goal. They've got the angles all screwed up.
You just have more control of the ball. It does sound funny, and I understand what you're trying to say, but you just have more control of the ball because you can direct it which way you want it. You can do that in a drop punt if you know, kick it pretty perfectly, but...
I understand what you're saying there. I understand you've got control of the ball when you drop it, but you still have to get your angle right. I mean, if you're going to kick it around the corner, you have to run away from the goals far enough, depending on the acuteness of the angle. Now, I see guys run away at an angle where it's giving them absolutely no chance. It says to me they haven't practiced this. It's just they've seen Jono do it on TV and think, oh, I've got a chance here. This is a good option.
Yeah, I suppose, and a kind of bit of instinct comes into that on game day as well. You know, I suppose what you practice is, you know, what you do on game day, and Stevie Jono practices. I suppose I practice it a fair bit at training, and a lot of the Collingwood boys are doing it, and all the Geelong boys. So, as I come back, there's just probably more control of the ball. You know, when you're so close, you know, within 30 metres, you can kind of steer it in any direction you want.
We're going to call it who's a Tiger supporter who's just rung through, Stephen, and said that you should be on radio more because they love the sound of your voice. Are you thinking? No, this is serious. Are you thinking a media career following your footy career?
No, not a chance. A lot of people can't understand me at the best of times. I have to talk nice and slow, but no, I don't mind it. But we'll see what happens after footy, I suppose.
What are you going to do?
I've done a couple of coaching courses and stuff like that, so I've been doing a little bit of work at the Dandenong Stingray, so
yep.
Footy's been my life, so I'll probably stay involved in footy and maybe coach locally or stay involved at the footy club. But
do you think you'll get a long-term contract from Michael Nettlefold just to turn up to conduct the after-match song?
I'll be happy with that. If he doesn't, I'll be trying to sneak in the rooms to do it myself anyway.
You are, I guess, noted for your enthusiasm in singing the song.
Yeah, I do love the song, and best part of the week, walking off the ground and looking forward to singing that song because all the hard work goes into the week of preparing for a game, and that feeling of walking off, collecting the 4 points is there's nothing better in AFL these days. So hopefully we can do it, walking off Saturday night against the Bombers, who are flying at the moment.
Stephen Milne joins us. Milne, thanks a lot for your time. Good luck with Game 250.
Well done.
Thanks, boys. Cheers.
And to celebrate the wonderful milestone, the St Kilda Footy Club has produced 5 commemorative items to mark the occasion, exclusive to the Saints locker, and available now at www.saints.com.au.
He's endured, hasn't he? He's been around a long, long time
It's
now.
an elite club, 250 games, 517 goals. There's not a lot in it. I think there's about a dozen in it. A few of your calls